Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing another Arsenal tier list video, but this time we're just doing game modes, so it's going to be a lot shorter because there's only 14 modes currently in the game. But yeah, also I didn't include insane mode because insane mode is just hard mode but with 32 kills instead of like 16. Anyways, let's get into it. This first one is automatics. I'll give automatics an S tier because it has all normal weapons, they're all hit scan, and of course they're all automatics. And automatics are pretty fun to use, and you don't have annoying projectile weapons or anything like that. It's just a simple, straightforward game mode. And the weapons do have like the same loop usually, but I don't really care because it's probably one of the most fun game modes out there. Next game mode here, this is Brick Battle. Not a huge fan of Brick Battle. There's like 3 or 4 different weapons in Brick Battle. It's the bomb, the RPG, the Super Ball, and then the slingshot. And everyone flies around, and it's just annoying having to use those same 4 weapons because like the slingshot, like really it's not that good, but yeah, it's just an annoying game mode that uses like a lot of projectiles. Alright, so there's 14 game modes, we've already done 2. Knife fight, I'd actually give knife fight a B tier. I actually like this mode, and I'm actually kind of glad it came into the game. Everyone's just flying around at super high speeds, trying to get backstabs on each other, and it's really fun because people have always done that in like private matches and stuff, like let's do a knife fight type thing, but now you can actually do it, and I love being able to flex my dark heart on everyone. So yeah, I actually enjoy flying around, but it's just the knife, so that's why I'm giving it a B. Next one, clown infection. It's one of my least favorite modes. I'm not gonna put it in F. I'm gonna put clown infection in D tier. It just randomly picks 4 people at the beginning of the game to become clowns and become infected, and they all have hammers as weapons. And these clowns are pretty hard to hit because they're super fast, at least with projectile weapons. And I feel like this game mode just ends really fast because everyone just dies like instantly. Especially if you start with like a really crappy weapon, then there's like no chance of survival, especially because of how fast the clowns are. Next up, this is projectile party. I'll give maybe C, just because using all projectiles can get kind of annoying. You know, some projectile weapons are like pretty bad, such as the spellbook. I absolutely hate that weapon, but it has its own identity, you know. Projectile modes has projectiles in it. It is what it's supposed to be, so that's why I'm putting it in C, and you'll see why I'm saying that later because I'm going to talk about standard mode. Hard mode, I'd give hard mode a B, just because it's kind of like projectile party, except it has some hit scan weapons like the Sako or the Mat 49. It's comprised of the most hated weapons in Arsenal, but honestly some of the weapons in this aren't that bad. And backstabbing sets you back to the beginning, which can be annoying, but overall, not a bad game mode. It's actually kind of fun. Next up, we got Legacy Comp, which just looks like standard. I'm going to put this in S tier because it has mostly normal weapons. Automatics is like even more normal, like it doesn't have all those energy weapons and stuff, but Legacy Comp has more weapons, so it has a bit more variety than automatics. Like it has more semi-autos, it's got bolt actions in it, and it requires a lot of aim, and that's why I really enjoy it. It has normal weapons, and you can finally like just use normal weapons for once instead of getting blasted by a concussion rifle or something like that. Next up, oh my god, and then I say concussion rifle and it's right here. I know I kind of crap on this game mode a lot, but would I give it a B tier? I would give it a C tier just because it can get annoying when everyone's flying in the air. It's not a hard game mode, it's just repetitive because it's just the concussion rifle, and everyone's just like on the ground. You could just insta kill them, like hit 5 people at once with it. I prefer knife fight over this because like at least everyone's on the ground and it just doesn't insta-kill everything. Gun rotation. Gun rotation is, I would say A. It's fairly fun. It can suck if you get a crappy weapon, but it doesn't really matter because everyone has the same weapon, so no one really has an advantage over each other. And you all have the same weapon, so you have to see who's more skilled with that weapon and who can get to the top. You have to get the same amount of kills as standard, I believe, but you can get an assist kill at the end to win, which I find odd, but I don't really mind that. Next up is pistols only. Pistols only, I feel like the pistols are a bit annoying, but I mean, Yeah, you just have to have more aim with the pistols, of course, because they tend to have less mag capacity. There's less weapons in it, so that's why I'm only bumping it into A tier. But A tier is still good because it's got mostly normal weapons and they're all hit scan. Next, this is Railgun Royale. It's repetitive again, like Concussion Mania, but you're not exploding everybody, so that's why I'm putting it in B instead of C. And it's a weapon that requires aim, and you can hit some pretty satisfying collats, and you can see how fast you can try and win. So that's why I like it. It's kind of challenging and it's kind of cool. We got Randomizer, I believe. I'm actually gonna put Randomizer in S tier. Yes, you can get a crappy weapon, but you're just gonna have to deal with it, try and get a kill, and get a chance to get a random weapon once again. But if you get a really good weapon, you can just go on like a crazy rampage, and it's really fun to experience. Like, for example, I got my favorite weapon in the game once, the FMG9, and I dropped like a 42 kill streak or something, and just tearing apart the entire lobby is super fun. So yeah, Randomizer's up there. Next up is Shotguns Only. I'd also give Shotguns Only an S tier because it's got all the normal weapons in it, but it's only shotguns, of course. But the shotguns in the game are like really good and they're really fun to play with. Just one-shot blasting everyone is really fun, and being able to tear down entire teams is really cool. So yeah, I enjoy shotgun a lot, especially on the map Dizzy. It's even better. And for the final, we got Standard. I was initially going to give Standard a D, but I'm not going to be that harsh. I'm going to only put it in C. I would have probably at first put it in B or A because it had crazy weapons in it, but like not too many. But now, ever since the new update came out, I feel like Standard's just like really lost its original identity. Now it's guaranteed to like start with a projectile weapon, and it has way more projectile weapons than it used to. So like normal weapons are more rare in Standard, and that just makes the mode lose its identity, and it ends up feeling like Projectile Party more than it feels like Standard. So yeah, I don't really like the new Standard. I really hope they revert it, because the old Standard was a lot better, I feel like. But anyways, yeah, that tier list was a lot shorter because there's 14 modes compared to 160 weapons. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna do a tier list video on maps next time, so please stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.